The Ishioka Power Station has been in operation for nearly 100 years. This hydroelectric power station was completed in 1911 with an output of 4,000 kilowatts. At that time, it was a very large capacity plant. Why was this plant built? It was built to supply the power needed for Hitachi Mine, which was then being developed. However, the construction of this power station was to be the foundation for the technological innovations of Hitachi Limited across a broad spectrum of sectors. Namihei Odaira was the man who created Ishioka Power Station. He was also the founder of Hitachi Limited. At that time, he was 38 years old. At the beginning of the 20th century, Japan was moving ahead with the modernization of its industries. It was a time when electric lights and bicycles had just begun to come into general use. This was in the middle of the world's second industrial revolution, and automobiles were already appearing. The industrial technology of the West was ahead of that of Japan, and so almost all the machines used in Japan were made overseas. There was little original Japanese technology at that time. Namihei Odaira sought to develop innovative technology himself, and through this realized the industrialization of Japan using Japanese technology. In 1874, Namihei Odaira was born as the second son of an old established family in Kasenba near Tochigi City, about 80 kilometers north of Tokyo. His father died suddenly when Odaira was about 17. His elder brother, who was studying to become a doctor, gave up his studies to support the family. A diary, which Odaira started to keep from the age of 18, gives us glimpses into his thinking. Wednesday, July 26, 1893. I am fully committed to the path in life that I have chosen, and I intend to go as far as humanly possible to achieve this objective. So, even if I fail, I will not despair. And if I succeed, I must never become too self-centered. After pondering for some time, Odaira decided, I will follow the path that I feel is right, in my own way. May 12, 1894. In today's world, an electrical engineering industry is essential, both for the future of Japan and to advance and develop the nation. He entered the Electrical Engineering Department of Tokyo Imperial University, now the University of Tokyo. Japan was then developing national prosperity and military strength. It promoted national industry to become the equal of the strong nations of the West. The state-run Yahata Steel Works was created to make domestic steel and became the foundation for this progress. In the shipping industry, Nippon Yusen commenced operations along 3 main sea routes and became a global shipping company. However, at that time, Western technology was far superior to that of Japan. General Electric was established before Odaira entered university, and 4 years later, Henry Ford developed his first gasoline-powered vehicle. During his years at university, Odaira traveled all over Japan and looked at many factories. He was shocked to find that, in reality, Japanese technology was lagging behind that of the West. I do not want to become an employee of an insignificant electric power company. I feel the desire to become a major player on the world stage welling up in my heart. After graduating from university, he took up employment at Kosaka Mine in Akita Prefecture. At that time, it was one of Japan's 3 leading copper mines, along with Beshi Mine in Ehime Prefecture and Ashio Mine in Tochigi Prefecture. In those days, mining was a key sector in the promotion of industrial development. In addition, it was an industry where the latest technology had been introduced. His first step forward as an engineer was at the beginning of the 20th century, an era when copper production was one of Japan's key industries. There he met a person who was a decisive factor in shaping his future life. Fusanosuke Kuhara. Kuhara created a new industrial conglomerate in the area of mine management, and in the post-war years he was active in the political arena. He played a major role in the foundation of Hitachi Limited. Although Odaira participated in the construction of power stations, he left Kosaka Mine after 4 years because he wanted to achieve technological innovations on his own. Subsequently, he joined Tokyo Dento, which was then in the process of constructing Komahashi Power Station, one of the largest in Japan. Odaira was appointed as senior engineer. He played a central role in the construction of the power station. However, the machinery was all imported and the instructors were all foreigners. Odaira could not accept this situation, and one day someone invited him to change jobs. That person was Fusanosuke Kuhara, his superior at the Akita Kosaka mine. Kuhara said, "I have bought a new copper mine, and I want you to help me run it." He went on to say, "If the project goes well, I will put you in charge of manufacturing the electrical machinery." Odaira was uncertain what to do. One day, on the train to Komahashi Power Station, by chance he met a friend from his university days. That was Motoji Shibusawa. He was the nephew of Eiichi Shibusawa, the father of capitalism in Japan. Motoji Shibusawa had become a government official in the then Ministry of Communications and a key figure in Japan's electrical industry. Subsequently, he became the first chancellor of Nagoya Imperial University. The two men changed their plans and got off the train at Saruhashi, near the Komahashi Power Station. They spent the night in enthusiastic discussions on the future of Japan in a room in the local Daikokuya Inn. Odaira said, "I want to work for Hitachi Mining." In response, Shibusawa said, "You are currently in a dream position for people who want to be electrical engineers. Moreover, developing the electrical industry is extremely important for the future of Japan, and you are the only person who can do it." Shibusawa sought to dissuade Odaira from working for Hitachi Mining. However, even if it meant not becoming one of the elite of Japan, Odaira decided to create things with his own original technology. "Other engineers can do that kind of work. However, I want to make generators and motors with my own hands." This high level of ambition and firm conviction eventually led to the founding of Hitachi Limited. Namihei Odaira went to work at the Hitachi mine with great dreams in his heart. At the time, his wife Yae began to feel uneasy because her husband frequently changed employers. So she secretly went to a shrine to divine their fortune. The fortune paper said, "Excellent luck, the luckiest time in your life." With that, Yae felt extremely relieved. At that time, the Hitachi mine was a large-scale copper mine with the 3rd highest output in Japan. However, Odaira's dream of building his own electrical machinery with the support of Kuhara did not immediately come to fruition. Odaira ran the mine engineering section of the construction division. Part of the section was a small-scale repair workshop which repaired motors and transformers. This small repair workshop was the starting point of Hitachi Limited. However, the year after he joined the company, Hitachi Mine discovered a huge copper ore vein. Odaira was given 3 projects and became extremely busy, so he had no time to even look in on the repair workshop. The Hitachi Mine Engineering and Repair Workshop actually got underway in 1908 after the shop had been built with a floor area of just 132 square meters. There were only 5 workers in the repair shop. Odaira continued to be busy and had few opportunities to visit it. However, he started to engage in 2 major projects: the construction of Ishioka Power Station and the manufacture of electric motors. We have to make the machinery we use ourselves. We are in no way inferior to foreigners. It is not that we cannot do it, it is just that we have not yet tried. Odaira frequently said these words to his wife. One night in the small hours, he sat motionless, deep in thought, kneeling on the bed. It was at that moment he decided to become independent. Spring 1910. He purchased the Optimal machine tools to fulfill his long-held dream of making Japanese electric motors. The main work was to repair the electric equipment used in the copper mine. However, working under harsh conditions, the motor coils soon burned out. Odaira and his workers wanted to make better motors themselves. That desire eventually took concrete shape. Odaira knew that he needed a larger plant to start independent operations. Initially, Kuhana had been reluctant to build a new plant. However, he was caught up in Odaira's high ideals and burning enthusiasm for independent technology, and he supported the project. November 1910. The first